Let me see if this is any better. This has been a nightmare. Please forgive me. And if I have no audience because of my tech difficulties, I'm cool with it. It's fine. I just, I'll cry in the shower all alone, but it's okay. Because so far, I think I'm headed to the shower. One person. This is crazy. Total tech problems tonight. If you're watching, say hello. Give me your sympathy. I forget this pandemic. I'm having tech problems. Tonight's been a rough night for the show. So it might be a very short show. But if you're watching, please say hello. I'll probably end up starting all over because technology, me and technology, we don't do well. So welcome to Real Talk with Angry Soccer Mom. This week's discussion topics, I'll speed through it. This week's discussion topics are anything you feel is newsworthy about racism, bigotry, and inequality in America, and corruption. Corruption is huge because that's kind of what we do now. We're very corrupt, and we always have, but it's out. It's open. It's an open book, and now we can all watch it. Kind of scary. The show is meant to be an opportunity for viewers to speak their mind and to serve as an educational tool for white people and people in numerical majority groups to learn about people they might never meet in their entire lives. In other words, to learn and bring us folks to be a little less ignorant and a little more aware. So before we start, I'm Angry Soccer Mom, and I am angry tonight because I have like major tech problems, and I was freaking out, but now it seems a little bit better, but still. So normally I'm not so angry, more disappointed with my fellow humans, not all of them, but a group of them. That's a fairly large group. So if you haven't subscribed, check out what I do. And if you want to, I would love it if you would subscribe and say hi to me. My shows, my live shows are out. I want to know what you think. I want to know because we're going through a lot in this country. Like I need to say that. So thanks to everyone who came to the show last night. Oh my God, that was scary. The topic was racial fetishes, one in particular. And I had a guest come in and I was really pleased. He did a great job. I've never done a show like that. I didn't get any comments whatsoever. I was a little bit freaked. But then later people wrote me and said that they thought it was an interesting topic. And so maybe you can jump on there and see what it's about. It's definitely different. But my Richard, who was on as the kind of incognito guest, I thought he did a really great job. He was really honest. And you know me by now, I appreciate honesty. I'll take honest, bad stuff over bullshit and lies any day of the week. So it's just kind of how I am. And I really can't stand BS. I like people to be honest and real. And it's really important to me. So thank you for everybody who came to the show, even if people were silent. I understand. I wanted to be silent, but I was kind of trying to host the thing. So the Tuesday shows are going to be very different from now on. They're going to be an interview guest. It'll be either auditorily with no picture or like Mr. Richard last night. He was kind of like in the dark. He wanted to be on, but not really seen because there's a lot of stigma with what he was doing. And he was really confessing a lot of stuff. Fetishes, racial fetishes are very complex. They sound so simple. Some people are like, oh, it's a compliment. Well, no, actually, it's not a compliment. You might think it's a compliment if you don't really know a ton about it. If you're not someone who's living it. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who think it is, but it stems from racism. And that's why we included it in the show yesterday. But if you or anybody you know wants to jump on a Tuesday show and get interviewed about a topic of your choice, just get a hold of me and I would love to have you. You don't have to have a PhD. You can have a PhD in experience. And I just want people's voices to be heard. And I'll meet with you ahead of time and we'll work it all out. You could just be on the phone. You do not have to show your face in any way, shape, or form. Due to the culture of extremely scary systemic racism and personal racism, and yeah, not good. And the Wednesday night shows will always be the same. You can do call-ins here if you want, or just say hello. So the topics I have tonight is, how has this pandemic changed your life? A rant about feeling down about America, Asian racism in America. And I might end up skipping right to that because of the fact that I'm starting a freaking hour. Oh, okay, not an hour, only 48 minutes late. So while you're thinking about what you want to talk about, I have a rant. It's very short. I did it once, but I'm not sure if it came across, so I'm doing it again. And it's something I wrote. It's about the stimulus. Like I said before, I woke up this morning. The first thing I did was find out who's getting what, and if they're covering people who are homeless, people who don't have a job, that kind of thing. Because, it's all lovely to give all this money to corporations. They just keep it and get richer, more and more and rich. And, how about the people? How about, us, the people who kind of would like some food? I mean, America's not doing well. And I have a lot of things that I have to say about why. I'm not an expert, but I am alive on the planet. So my rant is to Trump. Dear Trump, you chose to be, well, I can't say what I really want to say, so I'm kind of, going to be nice about it. You chose greed over humans, and that makes you a disgusting, inhumane sicko. How dare, and I mean this from the heart, how dare you risk lives over money and reopen this nation to the coronavirus before it's safe, just so you can have your money. And that is all it is, in my kind of arrogant, privileged opinion. He's money crazy. He's money crazy. People don't matter. Money over people. And it's really, really sad. He's void of morals. He's willing to kill yours and my loved ones because, he can make some money. So I say, go get some zero interest loans and get the money to people who actually need food and their rent paid. Sincerely, the people you decided are expendable, you unconscionable bastard. And I mean it from the heart. So the next thing I wanted to do is ask everybody how, all the hundreds of people I know are watching. Just kidding. I want to ask you, how's the pandemic treating you? I mean, a lot of people have not lost their jobs, probably a lot, but I mean, more people I've talked to have not just lost their jobs, they're just not working. Our nation's not set up for a pandemic for a lot of reasons, but from watching TV and not watching TV, but the news and everything, I can see that hospitals are getting overflowed. Grocery stores are sold out of stuff. My city's like a ghost town. It's kind of cool in a weird sort of freaky way. And grocery stores are, if you go up to somebody in a grocery store, they kind of freak when you get near them. I've only gone out once since they locked New York down. Gyms are closed. We can work out at home. Restaurants are closed. Kids are out of school and can't play with other kids. Really, not supposed to. And they're supposed to do schoolwork, and a lot of the districts aren't kind of set up for that. A lot of the districts have come up with makeshift programs. So it's getting kind of ugly out there, as is my tech. So I will keep going and see if I can get some people on here. If you're having a rough time with the pandemic, please don't feel like you're alone. If you want to make a comment, I'd love to hear it. A lot of people are losing their shit, and it's understandable because everything's kind of up in the air. So if you need anyone to talk to, come to this channel and tell me what's going on with you. I want to know what's happening because we're all kind of cut off from everybody. Part of my problem is And when I speak like this, I don't mean individually, but we really kind of, I don't think it's just the pandemic that's making us absolutely, take this horrible situation with the virus and it's made miserable. I mean, it's the pandemic, but give me a break. It's us. We are ill prepared for any nationwide emergency or problem because we haven't been doing so great in this nation. We've watched the wealthiest people take over our nation. And I believe that our culture really sucks and it has for quite some time. We're starstruck by wealthy people. Doesn't matter how they got their wealth. We see greed and we take money over humans. And it seems like every week another policy is implemented that takes people's wealth into account and not people. And it's pretty disgusting. We used to have a middle class. Now 78% of America is paycheck to paycheck. I never thought of my country, our country, as a place where people would regularly starve. And that's a terrifying thought, but I think it actually might be. So it's just awful. But think about what this is pretty crazy. So this is a huge change. We have a total psycho in the White House. And we're smack in the middle of a pandemic with the monster in the White House. So I want to know what you think and how's it going. Please say hi if you're watching and tell me what's going on with you. Did you have a job? Are you working from home? Not everyone can work from home. My life hasn't changed that much because I already work from home. But a lot of people don't and can't. So I'm really concerned about everybody. I want to know what's going on. We're all kind of sequestered away from everybody. So it's kind of tough. Trump, and I call him the monster in the White House, because I think he's an evil, inhumane excuse for a person who has this backing of the Klan at a time when we sure could use some leadership, but I expect nothing from him. I think we're lucky some of the states are coming through for us. I know New York's coming through, and I actually wrote a little note to Cuomo. I don't know much about Cuomo, but from what I've seen, he's stepping up to the plate and he's taking responsibility. That's a hell of a lot more than the person in the White House is doing and the little Klan that protects him. And I will continue to call them that because that's exactly what they are. You can't have it both ways. Like I tell a lot of the white folks that I work with, you can't support someone who is absolutely off the rocker racist and then say, but I'm not racist. No, I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. At minimum, if you support a person who's racist, okay, it wasn't a deal breaker for you. It wasn't the number one thing that you would never do. It wasn't immoral. It wasn't unconscionable. It wasn't a deal breaker. So yes, you actually are racist. And you know what? Deal with the pain. And if you really care, do something about it. Get educated. Care. Be human. But don't go around saying, I'm not racist if you support him. You absolutely are. And I know we're not supposed to name call and we're not supposed to do all that. I'm sorry. Nothing's working. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get white folks to care. And I'll try anything at this point because I think our democratic republic is going down. And I thought that before the pandemic. So anyway, enough about my ideas. Valuing money over people is oftentimes, we'll call it greed. It does people in. And I believe we are truly at the end, the end stages of a democratic republic. Definitely oligarchy, possibly dictatorship. No one's going to say, we have a dictatorship, King Trump. They're not going to say it. Not like in a story or the movies. They're basically, the man's usurped more power. He's circumvented the Constitution. He has too much power. He is purposely trying to get as much power and wealth as he can. And that's not how our Constitution works. And We might take our Constitution for granted, but it's all we got right now. And it's being destroyed. He's got right now half the Congress, the Senate, with his little clan that can't think for themselves and refuse to be humane. And then he has these judges that he's put in who, I don't know what he has over these people, but my God, he's got to have something, because they are just bowing down and kissing his ass. This is really scary. It's supposed to be, judiciary, executive, Congress, like a third, but it's kind of not working for us. Our culture of greed. People, we have a health system that has been broken for a very long time. And we have a mental health system that's non-existent, because you see, mental health will never pay. And so we'll never have one until we stop this ludicrous for-profit health. America has for-profit health. That's pathetic. Hello. I'm sorry. That's just unstinking believable. We allow people to make money off of our sickness. Welcome to America. It's sick. I'll put it simply. Welcome to America, where if it costs less to kill you, you should probably say goodbye to your relatives right now, and your loved ones, because bye. We're not even good at our health system. We don't rank high up for saving people that could be saved. Okay? If you look up the stats anywhere, it's like, oh my God, we don't rank high. It's capitalism gone mad. And we've watched it. And this is the kind of thing that happens. It's gone wild. It's no longer an economic system or an ideology that we pledge, allegiance to. It's a lifestyle. I would say a religion, a cult. And I'm totally serious. I'm just laughing instead of crying. I think it's disgusting. Americans actually look up to wealthy people. They don't care how they got filthy rich. They don't care. They don't care if it was taking advantage of others or doing horrible things. I'm not saying don't have respect for wealthy people. But my God, stop the bloody worship, okay? It's like we have to stop. Our culture is allowing this. So, or better than that, start worshiping the billionaires who actually care about the people, and actually take their money and do something good with it. So, think about how, have you guys heard these celebrities and sports figures are somehow getting tested for the coronavirus, despite there aren't enough test kits in the US? So they're paying for it, or their prestige is getting them in. It's just like our government. You can buy your way in with lobbyists. So all these famous people are coming up with the tests when there's no. I went to the doctors. I had all the symptoms. And my doctor said, don't come in. I said, okay. I told her what to have. And you know what she told me? And she's a nice doctor. You probably don't have it. I'm like, okay, I probably don't have it, probably. She's like, yeah. So give me a break. And then I see all these celebrities, they've been tested. Well, you know what? Welcome to America, where money talks. And honestly, if it costs less to kill you, we're in. So we're allowing it to happen before our eyes, our starstruck culture of, you're rich. Oh my God, I want to be you. Maybe we all need to rent that movie Trading Places so we can be reminded of how economic privilege works, and that it buys us so much more than just things. It buys you opportunity. And we talk about white privilege. Economic privilege is huge. And it's not that we just don't care for our fellow humans. It's that we've normalized all this. A lot of us don't even notice it. Let me explain. And then I'll be quiet. maybe. According to the Pew Research Center that I get a lot of my statistics from, Americans overwhelmingly feel there's too much economic inequality in America. Hello, Kitchen Politics. Yay, nice to have you. Death panels in hospitals now. Trump rather worry about his reelection than people's lives. That's disgusting. Amen, my friend. Yes, 100%. We have, so check this out. So well, as Americans feel this overwhelming, strain of this horrible economic inequality in the US, fewer than half of those people feel it's a priority. So something's wrong with us. We have a morally crooked, racist, for-profit healthcare system. Yet there's no protest. I'm waiting for the protest. We're offered the chance to change this kind of thing, like, every other nation kind of like us has decades ago, get some universal health care. But we decided that's just not for us. We'd rather not have universal health care. Yeah, you heard it right. We don't want that because, that would make us socialists, right? Too many people bought into the propaganda. And they think, well, I heard somebody in Canada once had to wait a really long time. Well, how about this? If you have no health insurance, you wait a really long time, like forever. If you can't afford it, I don't know what's wrong with folks, but it's like I think it's part of our culture. If you don't have money, you're dirt. That's unconscionable. That's disgusting. So, in my very, very privileged opinion, it's disgusting. I'll be honest. I gladly pay extra. I would gladly pay extra, whatever I have. I don't want my neighbor dying of something that's curable. Sorry. You might say, oh, yeah, right. But you know what? One year, this is embarrassing. We had to pay $30,000 for our insurance. And you know what? It was really hard because that's a lot of money. But you know what I said to myself? And I'm not special. I'm just actually give a shit about people. I said, you know what? If it means that somebody else is going to get treatment that wouldn't get treatment, then you know what? So be it. Maybe I need to move to another country. You tell me. I don't know. But I don't want to be in a country where my neighbor is going to die of something that's curable because they waited and waited because they don't have the money or because they just didn't go in at all. Because they can't afford their freaking medicine. Black Bull made for, oh, great. Black Bull, you should have been here last night. You should have been at the show. I needed people at the show to talk. Last night we did a show on racial fetishes and very, very specific ones. And I interviewed my friend Richard. He did a fantastic job. I was thrilled to have him. Very honest. Damn, so honest. Like he made me look like a liar, and I'm pretty honest. No, I'm just kidding. He was great, but nobody said a word. I've never had any show where nobody said a word. So I was like, But anyway, hi Black Bull. Nice to be here. Thanks for being here. So I don't know about you, but and they're all horrible. I'm just saying, because see, they're for profit, so they're never going to be good. They're not supposed to be good. They're supposed to make profit off of our poor health or our, problems. So not good. So how do you think the 30 million plus people that are uninsured, how long do you think they're going to wait for healthcare? I mean, we are making poor choices. Somebody comes up to you and says, do you want universal health care? You're like, I have no health care. No, that's okay. What the hell's wrong with us? I'm sorry. What is wrong with us? This is like scary shit. I don't know. I'd say, yes, please. And I have health insurance. I've had 7. Unless you're really well off, there's no great health insurance. It's a for-profit system. If it's great, they're not making their profit. Okay, I'll shut up about that. But according to Pew Research Center for Social and Demographic Trends, our I hate to say our, but it is kind of ours. Our American ICU bed supply per capita is among the highest in the world. Why is that? Because we have a for-profit system of healthcare. And that's why we have absolutely no mental health care unless you're well off. Because you got to pay for it yourself mostly. I've had copays $50, $75. I mean, how many times can you get mental health care when your copay is $75 unless you're doing pretty well? So this is a bunch of BS, and we've allowed it to happen. Last week, Trump signed, oh, what a good guy. That's sarcasm, by the way. He signed a bill saying we could all get tested for the COVID-19 for free. Well, first of all, there are no freaking tests because he didn't give a shit. Sorry, that's the truth. And I will be saying the truth because that's what I do. But not the treatment. You can get the test so you find out you're like dying. I'm sorry, we can't help you, but at least you know you're dying. It's like great information. What the actual, you know what, is that? He'll pay for the test that doesn't exist, but you don't get treatment for free. This is insane. Welcome to America, where if it costs less to kill you, say goodbye to those relatives and loved ones now, because you'll be gone. Most Americans have no insurance or are underinsured. More than 50% of people who go bankrupt, guess what they go bankrupt for? Medical bills. They are not buying a yacht. They are not flying to Paris. No. They have medical bills. Somebody in their family's sick, so they lose it all. That's just a fact of America, and I find it disgusting. I think it's fucked up. I'm just saying. It's just another rationalization for money over people. So Trump says, we don't close the country for the flu, and 30 to 50,000 people die of that every year. We don't stop automobiles from being used, and people die of those too. These are all just excuses to value money over people. And I am not the sanctimonious, perfect whatever. I am just anybody, but things have to make sense to me. I'm sorry. I care about people more than I care about money. Wow. Do I want to starve? No. Do I want to be homeless? No. But for God's sakes, yeah, I'll put in an extra few bucks if it means my neighbor isn't going to die of something curable. I don't want to live in a community where I have friends and my fellow humans dying of shit that's curable. I don't know. Call me crazy. So yeah, I'm pretty pissed about this. And have been for some time. We had a Democratic candidate who basically was saying, I'm running on universal health care. Come on, universal health care during a pandemic. But the Democrats who had the power bamboozled Sanders. And he wasn't my favorite, but for God's sakes, status quo. We're going to get status quo. And actually, what I think we're going to get is we're going to get a freaking racist sicko back. I don't want to be the soothsayer of doom, but let's be real. So I guess the public or the Democrats decided we go for the status quo. Every year, pharmaceutical companies contribute millions of dollars to the U.S. senators and representatives as a part of this multi-pronged effort. Okay, it's called corruption, people. Corruption. Let's call it what it is. It's corruption. It's legal corruption. So America needs to stop pointing our little finger at everyone else and take a look at our own house, because it's not good. We have a president who's absolutely ill-equipped to handle any job because of his mental illness, yet he is still president. He remains in office despite him having scores of impeachable offenses, obnoxious things he's done, racist as fuck. The man is a racist. Yet there he is still in the White House. Totally corrupt, immoral. I'm not talking religious. I'm talking, hello, be a human. Not happening. And, of course, we were always like this before. I don't blame him, just him. But right now, he's got a lot of power. And the clan around him is protecting him. So it's getting pretty bad. We have a corrupt, racist, for-profit prison system. Let that sink in. I know everyone's so used to that, it's normalized. We profit. We allow people to profit over locking up somebody, torturing them, which is basically what happens in prison. Let's be real. Okay. I like to keep it real. We traumatize people to the brink of death because of whatever crime they may or may not have. I'm sorry. Our criminal justice system, give me a break. Yeah, justice. Right. But not if you're rich, but that's a whole other story. We do that. We allow it. And so do I really need to continue? Probably not. The truth is, it's not just the pandemic. It's us. It's our values. We value money over people. So yeah, that. I did a video on the racism that's been going on with the Asian, actually Asians all over the world. And I kind of want to play it, part of it, because I want to show you what's going on. Oh, wow. Somebody's making a comment. Prediction. Kitchen politics. Prediction. There will be a minor baby boom in 9 months. One day in 2033, we shall witness the rise of quarantine. Silly joke. I know, that's cute. That's very cute. Hey, at least you're saying stuff. I got everyone's so quiet tonight. I'm kind of like, where is everybody? But that's very cute. Thanks, Kitchen Politics. I appreciate it. And thank you for your call-in yesterday. That was you really spiced it up last night for your call-in. That was great. You were hilarious. I was kind of like, what, huh? But that was really cool. So tell me, if you want to, what's going on with you with this pandemic? Like, do you have a job? Can you work at home? Do you have kids you're supposed to homeschool? And you're like, okay, what do I do with this kid? It's kind of crazy. I want to know what's going on because it's kind of crazy. I want to show the video. I'm not going to blab a lot tonight because I started super late with lots of tech problems. But I would like to show you part of this video because there's a little conversation I would like to have. I don't like racism. You might have noticed I'm really, really like, it makes me insane. Okay. But here's the thing. There's been a lot of ignorance, racism, mixed in, just craziness going on. Suddenly, everybody's Chinese. It's like, and every Chinese person has it's like, give me a break, people. We have brains still. We can think. Let's use them. Okay, so check this out. This is a video that I did. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play a teeny little bit of it. And it's going to bring up some talking points that I think we need to discuss. Okay, so I will try it and see what happens. Hopefully there's no.
Since the coronavirus epidemic started in 2019, people who are of Chinese descent and those who look like they might be of Chinese descent have endured a huge increase in racism from people all over the United States and in other nations around the world. Scores of people get triggered to physical violence and verbal assault at the mere sight of seeing someone who looks like they could be Asian. But here's the thing. There's 48 countries in Asia, one of which is China. Okay, and there are also 17.3 million Asian Americans who are citizens in our country. But this doesn't seem to disturb people who now deem anyone who looks Asian to be from China.
So yeah, there's that. But just hold on one second. There's no reason any American Chinese person of Chinese descent should have a virus more than anyone else. It's just another excuse for racism. Just another excuse. So I'm just going to play a little more about what's happening. It's going to sound really familiar if you know anything about racism in America. A lot of people think that Asian folks, Asian Americans, are the preferred minority. And they have a few words to say about the racism. And no racism's good, but this sounds kind of familiar. Just listen for 1 second. if it goes. It's kind of a little bit familiar.
Everyone knows Chinese people are disgusting. They'll eat any type of animal. They're dirty. That's what my classmate said just days after the coronavirus outbreak started in the United States.
One man at a Super 8 hotel in Plymouth, Indiana, decided to deny 2 men a room.
If you're from China, I need to know.
We've seen this. A lot of people
There's
say this.
coronavirus going around, and anyone from China, I am told, has to be picked up and quarantined for 2 weeks.
Is there a policy? Can I see that?
A woman who's Asian says she was punched by another woman in Midtown Manhattan, and she accused her of having the COVID-19 virus.
Class basically just started, and one of the girls said all Chinese people were disgusting. And so I literally raised my hand up, I am Chinese.
There's another virus spreading that we need to be talking about.
I hate Asians.
Flyer was circulated around Carson, California. And
So you guys get the point. That's what we have going on. And to be honest, if you think about it, isn't that kind of what Black people deal with every single day of their lives and basically for centuries? And I'm not saying it's good to have racism, but are you kidding me? It's like we have all these articles and all this outcry. How about let's have a little outcry for Black people who have to live this bullshit every single day of their lives in America, for the most part. I mean, no, I don't want Asian Americans to be tormented. And I have Asian Americans in my family, for God's sakes. But think about it. That's everyday shit for Black people. I mean, I don't know. This is out of control. Racism is out of freaking control in this country. And I want to know what you think. Let me see here. Kitchen politics. Okay, you're going to tell me about what's going on with you. No job, no kids, off for at least 1 more week. Only a week? Eye pain, suffering, and watching the walls close in, driving me crazy, unbearable, unable to cook and sell food from home. I can get kicked out. So you're really having a bad time. I'm so sorry. And I know, since I know you, I know you're having a horrible time. I have a couple of friends who are homeless who are really struggling. And it's just, this is awful. So I am not going to go on and on tonight with this show since I started super, super late with lots of tech problems. Why isn't anyone else commenting tonight? Speak up, y'all. Yeah, I don't know. Yesterday and today, I really don't know. I really getting almost no comments, and I'm not sure. I hope it's not me. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I hope it's not me. But seriously, tell me what's going on with you, and what you think about this racism, and it's really bad. I know a lot of the YouTubers, especially some of the Black YouTubers, are, you know what? They're rather unsympathetic. And I'm not unsympathetic because I love all people. No, because I'm not. But honestly, this has been going on for my Black brothers and sisters forever. Every day, every second. They leave their house, and a terrorist doesn't have to strike that many times. All you have to know is that they could strike. And that's enough to scare the shit out of you. They don't call it terror for nothing. Just to know that you don't know when, but when someone decides they want to take out their, racist feelings on you, you could be a victim, and it could be anyone. There's no labels. So I just feel like if there is any silver lining out of the extended racism to, these ignorant folks are overtly doing to Asian Americans, maybe it will remind folks that if it's not your group now and you do nothing, it could be your group next, because that's how life works. Okay. You allow this bullshit to happen to your fellow humans, you're allowing it to happen to you. You just don't know it because you're too ignorant. And that's one of the reasons I do this. I talk about racism. I'm a white lady. I don't have to. I can stop anytime I want. But it matters to me. Not just because I think I should do it or I have guilt. I don't have guilt. I'm pissed. This is a human construct that should have been dealt with, faced, repented for, and taken care of. It should be laughable and unconscionable for anyone to be racist. And it should be just like appalling. Yet, here we are. It's as if we've gone nowhere but backwards. So I think it's disgusting, and it's not, you know what? I do this for me because I can't stand watching this go down. And just people they just don't see it, because it doesn't impact them. But you see, it does. Do you really want your kids growing up in a country that looks at people, and if they have a little more active melanin in their body, they're treated like a piece of shit? That's the society you want your kids to live in? I don't know. I don't know what to say. But it sure as hell isn't the society I want my kids to live in. And yeah, I'm using my privilege to speak out and to say this has to stop. And I probably won't reach anybody, maybe one person in my life, whatever. But you know what? It hurts more to not do it because this just is really wrong. This is really, really bad. Kitchen politics. I'm blabbing on. I'm not even reading. Please don't take medical advice from a man who looked directly into the solar eclipse. Yeah, I know that. Oh, God, yes. The solar eclipse. Yeah, he did. Oh, God, I know. I was like cringing. Probably the only one on the planet that feels sorry for him. He's mentally ill. Something is wrong with that man. And I mean, not like I'm calling him a name, mentally ill. No, he has a mental illness. It is extremely obvious. This is not rocket freaking science. Don't take advice from a man who looked into this one. Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. He claims he's an expert on many things. The reality is he knows nothing. Yeah, talk about Dunning-Kruger effect. Oh my God. He is so ignorant. He doesn't freaking know he's ignorant. That's pretty ignorant. Willie, not to say that's right, but I understand the feeling. Okay. And I think you're probably, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. It's kind of what I was saying. Asian folks have been kind of the chosen minority. Tell me if that's not what you're talking about, and I'll shut up. But it is, and obviously it's not everybody. I lived in California for 32 years. Let me see. Sarah, something are always out to play and her opinions are trash. Can't read what the first word is, but tell me more if you can, if you want to. So I lived so thank you. So Sarah, are you a female or a male? Oh, I'm so hurt. No, I'm not. Thank you for your lovely comment. Here's the bottom line. Okay. Systemic racism is made up. It's a freaking joke. And anybody who supports someone who is overtly racist and has the power to do evil things is racist themselves. Yes, I am not making up this stuff. It is simply the facts of life. If you can allow someone to have a pass, if you support someone who's overtly racist and you just, give them a pass because, you're not racist, of course, but you like their other things. No, it wasn't a deal breaker for you. Sorry. Take some goddamn responsibility. Okay. I don't understand white folks who can't look into themselves and say, you know what? I want to be a better person. I'm going to learn. It's not that painful. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is for other people, but anyway, I'm not going to blab on and on. But I do like many of the comments. I wish absolutely no harm on my Asian friends who I absolutely, some of which I love like my family. But I do believe that it is way past time for people in historically marginalized groups and numerical minorities to get their asses in gear and get together with allies and other people. And I'm not talking Black people doing this, because Black people do this. I'm talking about other groups that maybe don't get harassed quite as much. If any group in America is being tormented, then you are being tormented, because your group's next. And if you don't know that, and you're a white person, I don't know what to say. Willie, self-isolating is causing a lot of domestic violence, and a lot of white women are getting their asses whipped. Some might be glad about that too, since whites tend to be so racist. Yeah, Willie, great point. Being socially isolated, and especially, I hate to say this, but I'm going with the stats. This is not my opinion. If your significant other is a police officer, the statistics on spousal abuse for police in general, I know some very good friends who are police, and they're amazing. It's an excellent point, Willie. They are much more likely to abuse. I won't quote any statistics because I have a show that I do on it, but yeah. And the women who are, for the most part, women who are taking the abuse, they have nowhere to go. That blue line, they have nowhere to go. No one's going to arrest their husband. Nobody's going to arrest their boyfriend. So they're up shit creek without a paddle. Sorry, my favorite expression, but yeah. And now that we're all kind of sequestered, yeah. Great point. Thank you. Kitchen politics. Yes. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is co-sponsoring a bill banning members of Congress from trading stocks. What are your thoughts and opinions on that effort? I think it's absolutely pathetic, not her, that we have to do such a thing. I'm an idealist, so shoot me, or don't, maybe not, but I'm an idealist. I like being an idealist. Do I know I'm unrealistic at times? Absolutely. But I have high standards, and I'm not going to shoot for, how shall I explain this? I'm going to shoot for the moon and hope I hit the star. I'm not going to shoot for the moon and hope I hit the stars. I'm going to shoot for the stars. And if I hit the moon, I'll be happy. I believe in my fellow humans. I don't know why sometimes, but oh God, did I just say that? I mean, I don't know why, but I do. We have to be better than this. We can learn. We can educate ourselves. We can, if you're a white person, and I only speak to white people, no offense intended, but it would be unbelievably inappropriate for me to speak to Black people, African-American people, brown people, indigenous people. That's not my place. I don't get to be a part of the power crowd that can be racist and tell them what to do. I don't know better than the people living it themselves how to solve the problems. No. Okay. But let me just take some comments here. I'm getting very distracted tonight. Willie, just saying, if you're not helping us, when come to get you, you won't be helping. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We got some major denial going on in this country, and it is way past time for white America to step up to the plate, not out of guilt. Screw guilt. That does nothing. That's a pity party. And if you have something to be guilty of, then maybe delve into yourself and see what you're guilty of. But I truly believe that if you care about your fellow humans and you're alive on this planet right now and over a certain age, obviously like newborns, whatever, that it is way past time to step up to the plate, learn a real racial history, face it, deal with it, repent for whatever you need to, just get through it. It's a long process. It's called a lifelong process. It's not a hobby. It's a lifestyle. okay? Because we've been sheltered from all this. Now, the more impoverished you are as a white person, the less sheltered you are because there's economic privilege and absolutely does matter, okay? But for the most part, you guys know the wealth gap. It's disgusting. It's really bad. So Willie, I understand what you're saying. I'm not afraid of the revenge thing because every Black person I have, well, okay, hang on a second. For the most part, every single African-American, Indigenous person, Black person I have ever met and spoken to is not out for revenge. They just want some freaking equity. How many years, months, weeks, centuries, decades does one wait to be able to share in liberty and justice for all, to be able to share in the wealth of a nation? I mean, until they just say, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not going to take this anymore. How long is it appropriate to wait? You tell me, because I don't know. But I'm going to say centuries is kind of a lot. Not to have more than what everyone wants, just to have a chance of what people want. And I don't know. Niels Glitter, you're not right. Most people are worried about themselves. Tell me what I'm not right about, because I'm not sure what I'm. Oh, I'm not saying people do care about other people. I'm saying they should. Maybe, well, tell me more, Niels Glitter. Tell me more. I don't think they care, and if they did, we wouldn't be where we're at. So I hope that's. I know you'll tell me more. Let me see. I will back it up. I'm getting some people talking, which is great. Kitchen politics. I always wondered what it would be like to live through the Spanish flu and Great Depression with Trump as POTUS. It sucks. Trump sucks. Well, you know what? Right now, we are living through multifaceted horrors. Our democratic republic is being destroyed. It might be too late. I'm not trying to be the soothsayer of doom. I'm just saying we are in a pandemic. My first pandemic. I don't know about you, and we have a nut job in the White House. He's absolutely off his fucking rocker. He is ahistoric. He doesn't believe in science. It's terrifying. It really is terrifying. Let me see here. Okay. Let me back up. Sorry for the delay. Okay. Well, kitchen politics, you don't have to wonder. You're living it now. If you ever wondered how Nazi Germany could allow what they had happen, stop right there. You don't have to wonder a thing. We're living it. This is how it happens. Let me see. Fides. Okay. Do you think undocumented people should also get the stimulus package? Well, see, here's my thing. It should have never come to this. No, I think we should let undocumented people starve in the streets in front of our. I'm a humanist. I'm sorry. It should have never come to this. It's ridiculous that it's come to this. And we've been living the life of, basically allowing, and maybe it's inevitable. People tell me it's inevitable. No, of course, I don't think people should be starving in the streets. The undocumented thing, there are people here who've been here 50 freaking years. I mean, you can call them undocumented if you want, but a lot of them have worked and paid taxes and done everything that anyone else does, except get the privilege of being a citizen. No, I don't think we should open our borders. Don't go there. But I'm sorry. These are our fellow humans. Okay? Humans over money. It's not rocket science. People. I mean, are we that arrogant And that selfish? Maybe. But, part of it, one of my friends thinks very much so, and he's very into the scientific part of it, that it's that human evolution and our brains that help us to, part of our brain that helps us to analyze and break down things and be logical and reasonable is sadly the newest part of our brain. And that we literally haven't evolved to the point where we can see that hate is never going to be the answer. It just isn't. Temporarily, sure, you'll think you're doing well, but being cruel to people because you decided they were a different race than you, which is total bullshit since we're all the same race, but that's a whole other story. That's not going to ever make you win. No, not in the long term, definitely not. And he believes that literally we're doomed because we have not evolved. The gift we have from God or whoever you think gave it that makes us different than animals is that we can think and we can get really scared and terrified and want to hurt somebody or run away. And we can say, you know what? I'm not being very reasonable. Nothing's wrong. That person's not going to hurt me. It's just thinking. It's called acting human is what it is. We have to use what we've been given, the ability to think and analyze and learn. We don't have to act like on instinct like our animal buddies do. Okay? It's a gift. Let's use it, people. Racism should have been obliterated long ago. Just my opinion. Let me take more comments. So I hope that answers your question. Willie, with the coronavirus killing people, I have to think lots of minorities wish the majority of the victims were white. Not saying that's right. Yeah, I don't know. No one's ever said that to me, but yeah, maybe, Willie, that's a good point. It depends, everyone's so different. Every person who's non-white and who is white is so different. Maybe somebody thinks that. Of course, somebody does. But I just been my personal experience that for the most part, it's not like a revenge thing. And maybe that's Nails and Glitter. Was that what you were talking about? That people do want revenge? Or, maybe they won't tell me because I'm white. I don't know that they don't really want revenge, or they want revenge, but they're not going to tell me. But I haven't talked to too many people who want, I've talked to people who bring it up, but not in any really intense way. I think white folks are lucky that most people, they just want some equity in a country that boasts liberty and justice for all, but has absolutely no intention of giving it to all. Really tough stuff. And I know people are really struggling. Let me see. Oh, wow. Okay. I got to get to some comments here. Apologize. It's scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. I imagine there are a lot of people who understandably, if you saw the video last night I did on racial fetishes, Richard was the, I guess incognito, whatever person that I interviewed. He does what he does because he kind of thinks it's revenge. He admitted it, and I'm not judging him. I can't. How could I? I've never lived the life. I can read about it. I can have relatives. I can have a husband. I can have a son or a cousin but I'm not living it. Who the hell am I to say what's right? I don't tell Black folks how to be, how to think, how to act. It's not my place. That's a part of white supremacy. If I did that, then I'm basically saying I know more than the people living it. Okay. The only reason I talk about this kind of stuff is because I'm trying to use my privilege to show people a white person can talk about this and do it and work it out. And it's okay, because It's way past time for us white folks to be able to stand up and support our fellow humans. This is crazy. This shouldn't be happening. And anyway, God, do I go on and on? Okay, let me find. Oh, Willie, the average person is selfish 93.9% probably. That's very specific. 93.9, that's funny. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know why I'm the average person. I'm just an average person. And like I said earlier, I will give money, and I have, to make sure my neighbors, I don't mean literally neighbors, figuratively, my community, I'll pay more taxes. I will. Not because I'm, this great person, because I don't want my neighbors and community dying of something that's curable. I'm sorry. That's disgusting. It's not, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I just don't get it. But yeah, so I don't know what to say about that. I guess so. Yeah, probably. Kevin, something about Democrat. Kevin, something about Republic. Kevin, something about you. Okay. Nails glitter. Coronavirus affects humans. It transmits faster in cities because people are closer in cities. Absolutely. The closer you are, the more chance. Abso-stinkin-lutely. Willie agrees with something. Sorry, I'm so backed up. I'm not sure what it was you agreed with, but I hope it was me. I'm just kidding. Not angry soccer mom, the comment above that one. Okay, I'm going back. Willie, with the coronavirus killing people, I have to think that a lot of minorities wish the majority of victims were white. Not saying that that's right. You're not right. Most people are worried about themselves. Got it. Thank you for clarifying. So Willie, what she was saying is, and you might have caught on before I did, because I'm just kind of catching up. She means, she thinks that literally people are, I think this is what you mean, nails and glitter, that people are afraid for themselves. They're not worried about like, who's going to, like they're freaking out a little bit and they're worried about themselves. Yeah, that's what happens with the racism with Asian folks. Like they have to deal with the racism and worry about themselves. Well, Black folks and brown folks and indigenous people and African Americans have been doing that and I don't wish that upon Asian folks. My God, are you kidding me? But I'm just saying it's normalized with everyone else. You see every single day in the newspaper, something's going on somewhere. Multiple things you don't even see. So I'm just saying the racism is that we still have it is just freaking ludicrous. And it's absolutely 110% the fault, if you want to blame fault, of white folks. Sorry, truth. Not you personally, as a collective. I don't know you personally. How would I know what you do? As a collective society, if we didn't want it, it would be gone like anything else. Okay? As a collective, we allow it. And if you do nothing, there's no neutral. If you're a white person, say, well, I'm nice to everybody. That's a really cool thing. But it doesn't work. We're way past the nice to everybody stage. Systemic racism is a sick, sick thing. It must be dismantled. It will not be dismantled by being nice to everybody. Unfortunately, it will be dismantled by enough people saying no. Now, I'm not talking about white saviors. I'm not talking about, I want my picture in Facebook. I'm not on Facebook anymore. But I'm talking about giving a shit about your fellow human. I don't know how else to put it. And our fellow humans deserve support. Not leadership. We do not lead, but support. And very few white folks are even, it's not even on our radar. And I find that unconscionable. Because if you are alive on the planet in this nation, you know what's going on. Like Jane Elliott says, is anybody in this room wants to be treated, through these seminars, how would you like to be treated the way we treat Black people in America? Stand up. And she says, I don't think you guys heard me. She'll say it again. And nobody stands up. So all these people who are saying, racism, what are you talking about? I'm sorry. They might not consciously know, but we know something. So Let me see. Kevin, sorry about the meowstering kitty. I don't know if you can hear that. We have a crazy cat. Yeah, but blacks are mainly located in the southeast, whites generally everywhere, natives in the west. Like, it affects big cities mainly, and this will disproportionately affect minorities. True. Yep, absolutely. And sadly, people in numerical minority groups also happen to be ones that have been stopped purposely by our government from accumulating the wealth. So the wealth gap is huge and it's disgusting. And money in this country, more than ever, can, as you've seen, can buy pretty much anything. Buy a test that doesn't exist for the coronavirus. So yeah, it's going to impact the people who are the most vulnerable in our society. And quite frankly, I don't think the federal government, I'm not talking about, some of the Democrats do, some don't, and some of the Republicans do too. For the most part, not enough to actually do something. And this stimulus package, I don't know if you heard the beginning of this show, really pissed me off because I want to know what's happening to people who don't have jobs. I want to know what's happening to people who don't have homes. I don't want to know what's happening to corporations. They can get 0% loans. For the most part, large corporations are very rich. They're wealthy. They'll be okay. Okay? It's the people who won't. So I'm going to shut up, maybe, if I can. Let me see. But yeah, no, Kevin, thank you. Absolutely. I mean, it makes sense. Willie, were the first Europeans that came here documented? Of course not. No. That's a good point. I know you're obviously making a rhetorical point. I'm not supposed to answer that, but oops, I did. Like if it was in Dakota, it would overwhelmingly affect whites. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. There are geographical locations that are obviously, any cities are going to be impacted more. Anybody, the poorer you are, the less likely you'll be able to, live with no income. It's not tough to, we've done stimulus packages before many times in our country. This is not the first, and this is definitely not the best. I think we can do better. I think it's really sad that, I'm glad they're doing something, but the fact that he's letting everybody supposedly out and just do what you want, I'm sorry. I actually value my fellow humans, and I don't want them to die of something that they don't have to because of Trump's economy and people making money. I can't, I won't. It's just, and sure, maybe that's privilege, but I'm sorry. I just find it disgusting. He picks money, his money, and wealthy people's money over human life. How dare he? Sorry, I just get really upset. By the way, before they murdered all the yeah. No, I knew what you meant. Not all of them, right? But I knew what you meant. Okay. I'm in trouble here. I gotta back up here. Sorry about that. Oh goodness gracious. Wow, got a lot of great comments. Thank you. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping and I'm going to start. Okay. Willie, those undocumented are more related to the Americas than any European over here. Absolutely. Yeah. Great comment. Kevin, I mean, in the time of Columbus, you can't expect people to be moral, to be honest. Well, you know what's kind of funny is a lot of people say that, and I am an idealist, and I like being an idealist because it just means I have really high, I'm not unrealistic, but I can still be an idealist. There are ideals that I think people should shoot for. And if they don't make them, that's great, but don't lower your standards. I believe in my fellow humans. And I'm sorry, there have always been abolitionists. There have always been people who knew, and I am not willing to, and this is not what you're saying. Kevin, I know I'm not speaking for you. I'm just talking for me. You triggered me. There have always been people who were, whether it was open or not, willing to say, this is wrong. This is inhumane. Okay. And I'm not buying this whole, and I know this isn't what you were saying. Everybody was doing it. Sorry. Nope. Not buying it. I get it, but I don't care if everyone's doing it. You don't do it if it's wrong. And that is idealism, but that's what people should shoot for, because I mean, what do you shoot for? Well, lie some of the time and be an asshole. No, you shoot for being a good person, right? And sometimes you mess up. You don't shoot for being kind of a jackass, but not, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I'm not buying it. That excuse that, oh, that was what they did at the time. I just can't go there. It's not an excuse. And I'm not saying you were saying it was, but I kind of got triggered by what you said. Let me see. It's nails and glitter. It's a human proximity transmission. Race doesn't matter. Location matters. Absolutely. Did I skip some comments? Because I'm not sure yeah, it's literal proximity. Absolutely. I'm thinking maybe I skipped something because I'm not sure who you're coming to nails and glitter. Maybe I skipped. Kevin, we're all the same race. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. In my opinion, I know it affects everyone equally. I'm not disagreeing on that point. Okay. Thanks. Kitchen politics. If you're in a store and you see elderly people, let them cut in front of you. Many are scared to be in public, and we need to protect them. The coronavirus has little provision in it for them. Show them love. Not nails and glitter, kitchen politics. That's such a beautiful thing to say. That is so nice. And I went out one time since this has all been going down to a store, and I saw an elderly person. They weren't even that old, and they looked scared. I mean, kind of a feel type. They looked really scared. So yeah, I'd be scared. I mean, I'm scared, and I'm kind of old, but not really that old, but okay, forget about that. Great point. Thank you so much for saying that. That cannot be said enough. Very sweet. Nails and glitter. There's definitely an argument to be made based on income, and lower income increasing exposure. Absolutely. Yeah. Willie, with the exception of the good ones. Don't know what you mean, but there's always a few good ones somewhere. So I wasn't sure what you were commenting on, just because I'm backed up with the comments. They won't admit it, but hell yes, the abused want revenge. I believe it. Oh, I mean, some of my friends admit it. Like, the guy last night, he said he does what he does because it feels really, it's a harmless revenge, he believes, and that's his thing. I'm not judging whether it's right or wrong, but that's how he felt, and he was honest enough to tell us. So I was very happy. If you missed last night because you were too shy to talk about this, check it out. Tell me what you think. I've never delved into a subject like that before. So it was my first time. I don't know how I did, but I'll improve if I get feedback. I know a lot of people kind of heebie-jeebied. They won't admit it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own demons, and yeah, I mean, it'd be human to want some revenge. What I'm talking about revenge is like revenge, like a crazy person who's like, I'm getting revenge. I'm going nuts. That's kind of what I meant. I think it would be natural to want revenge on people who have harmed you so terribly and historically harmed you over years and decades and generations. Absolutely. I'm talking, when I say revenge, I mean like somebody who is basically, they just want revenge on white people, and that is like their life's goal, or whatever. I'm talking more extreme. Most people probably would be really good from what you tell me, I don't know, with having equity and having what they're supposed to be having. Let me see. Well, they won't admit. Okay. The abused becomes the abuser. Nails and glitter. Psychology has many studies on abuse victims not wanting revenge. Yeah. Sadly, or for good or for bad, I know what you're saying. A lot of times people who have been abused, they're much more cognizant of how horrific it is and choose not to. I got to get someone to get that cat. I don't know if you can hear it meowstering like crazy. It's going nuts. But a lot of people have much more empathy and understanding, and they don't want to be. I mean, obviously in things that are like horrifically traumatizing, like a lot of times if you're sexually abused as a child, sometimes you'll act that out. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but a lot of folks that I've talked to haven't talked of like, I want this and that. They just want their freaking rights and their chance. And I guess, yeah. Nails and glitter, the abused rarely become the abuser in certain situations. Right. Okay. Kevin, you never lived the life of a Native American or a European during the time of the European invasion of the Americas. So do you just not have an opinion on that? Do you mean, do I think the white people, I don't have an opinion about white people coming in and basically causing genocide? Yes, I have an opinion on that. I have opinions on white folks because I'm one of them. And I feel like that's an area that I know a little bit about, but I try to stay in my lane. I'm not always perfect, but staying in my lane means that I don't tell Black people, African-American people, brown, to just how to live, how to act, how to think, how to feel. Okay. But yes, I have an opinion on European people coming over and yes, I get it. That's what they did. And if I lived in those days, maybe I'd be like, oh, yay, let's go conquer people and murder people. I don't know. But I absolutely have an opinion. I don't get it. I don't get a lot of things. But yeah, no, I always have some opinion. But yeah, no, I think it's awful. It's really, really awful. But I deal with mostly the here and now. And I truly believe all of this stuff is absolutely solvable. We don't have to have police that are so untrained that they see a Black person and just decide to shoot them all the time. I mean, there are solutions. The people that are in power do not want to implement them. These aren't problems that can't be solved. We have solutions. There are communities here and there, like Oakland, California. A lot of places have done amazing things. They're models. Could be for the rest of the country. We just don't want them to be. They're solutions. The people who are in power right now don't want them, or we'd have them. Racism is a very, very profitable thing for people, white folks. It's profitable. So that's my whole thing tonight is like the profit over humans is just disgusting. But true, I never lived the life of the Native people, but I have an opinion about the people who weren't Native who came to conquer them. I don't have an opinion about them, but I don't think they should have been like murdered and slaughtered. I don't think anyone should be. But that's just, it's hard to talk about that kind of thing because it's history and I wasn't there and it is what it is. But who knows? Maybe I would be a person who'd stand up and just die because of my idealism. Or maybe I'd hide in the corner and wish to hell I was born in another time. It's just a lot of times what I do right now. Just if I'm going to be very honest. Asians are considered honorary whites, though they have the most money in the US, I believe. I know that a lot of times Asian folks, having lived in California, which folks who are of Asian descent, I lived there for 32 years, are the majority numerical minority. And a lot of folks live in California who are of Asian descent. There's absolutely racism that goes on, but it is a little bit different overall. Individual cases, tell that to the guy that just got the shit beat out of him. But overall, they seem to have a more protected status, I guess is a way to put it. And I personally wish that all people would unite and make this stop, because we have the numbers. We just have to unite. And I know people probably think, oh, you're an idealist, whatever, but I am. I'm an idealist. I mean, what am I going to come up here? Say, we're doomed. There's nothing we can do. I believe in people, probably too much. Sometimes I don't know why I do, but I don't know. I have hope that people would just educate themselves and learn and start using their brain. It's not that hard, but maybe it is for some people, I guess. But anyway, let me take more comments. So the honor, I know what you're trying to say. Kevin, racism is good and natural. The idea of the human race is modern and not natural. People have a natural in-group preference. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know the whole race thing is a very modern concept. It's completely made up for a reason, to have power, wealth, and prestige over others and to other people. I know there are many, many times in the history of the world where people have come together, and it's been economic stratification, not by shades of melanation, if you will. People are greedy, but all I'm saying is that we got to start. White folks need to start using their whatever God-given ability to think and to analyze. Let's start using that, because I find it pathetic that people won't delve into their own thought process enough to support their fellow humans. It's not that hard. It's just really not that hard. Let me see here. I think it can be good and natural, but a lot of things are good and natural that we don't do. I just think we got this if we wanted to. I believe in people. I don't know why. Silly me. Nails and glitter. Most people are worried about paying the rent and the mortgages right now, not hoping whites or any people get the virus, right? We're at a scary time. Willie, Asians are also considered to be racist towards blacks and whites and probably non-Asian others. Yeah, there's a lot of strife. I know the history is very strong, and there's a lot going on there. It's not everybody, obviously, but it's definitely a tough thing. I mean, I just wish somehow we could all unite, because honestly, it's like Martin Niemöller, the German pastor who was an educator. He was an educated person during Nazi Germany, and he had tremendous guilt because he pretty much didn't do enough. He says his guilt stemmed from not doing enough as he saw it all happening before his eyes. And so he's the one who wrote that it's kind of a quote or poems. First, they came for the Unionists. I wasn't a Unionist, so I did nothing, basically. Next, they came for this group. I wasn't part of their group. I did nothing. Then they came for my group, and there was no one to do anything. Anything that helps, anything that harms a group of our fellow humans and makes them not have the equality, the equity, the liberty, is harming every group. And that people don't get that is really scary, but they don't get that. We don't get that. Because when something happens to someone else, we're like, meh. And I don't understand that. I mean, like I always say, it's way past time for white America to step up to the plate, educate ourselves, and start being supportive. And I don't get it. I'm saying I don't get it. the crazy analogy. You see somebody drowning another person in the pool, slowly drowning them. Do you walk by and say, well, I didn't shove them in? No. Do you walk by and say, I didn't build the pool, I just got here? No. Then why in the hell do white folks in America get born into this, see it and go, meh, that's just kind of the way it is? I find it really horrific. And I mean, we know why a lot of people do it. It's probably because they're benefiting from it, but that's some sick shit. Sorry. Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Nails and glitter. In-group preference is horseshit. In-group preference. Yeah. Explain more. I don't know. Honestly, I do not know with Asian Americans if there's a ranking. I do know in general it's basic colorism, same as, it's a big business. Bleaching your skin. I mean, it's crazy. Tell me more, Nails and Glitter, if you have a chance. If you're referring to Willie's comment, because the Neanderthal, that's why. Okay, I'm lost. Oh, he is too. Okay, I'm not the only one. But tell us more. Tell us more. I want to know. I wish you could call in if you want. The Neanderthal gene still exists today because of out-group mating. I don't know what that is. So I've never heard of that. Racism is good and natural? Not sure about that one from a scientific perspective. Yeah, I don't think it's good. It might be part of human nature, tribalism and stuff like that, but good, well, it's done a lot of harm. Maybe long ago, bazillion years ago, obviously it's somewhere in our genetic evolutionary makeup to be that way. So it must have served something if you believe in evolution. But let me take more comments. Anyone? Whoa. Okay. Things started scrolling. Okay. Sorry for the delay. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm going to try to buzz through these. Wish me luck. I'm so pleased that people are having a conversation. Okay. Wow. I should shut up and just read. Okay. Fidus et ratio. Anyone who makes less than $50,000 a year and has filed their taxes will receive at least $1,200. Are you talking about the stimulus package? Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the finalized version of it. Kevin. Okay. How does this change the fact that we all acknowledge blacks are black, whites are white, Asians are Asian, and the difference between them? What that is it's not, we're all the same race. We're the human race. We have different features, but we have more in common across groups than we even do within our group. And people don't understand that. If you really want to study that, look up the Human Genome Project. It's kind of a big one, and it will teach you so much about we're humans. And maybe it'll take some sort of non-human to come down and attack our planet for us to get our act together and realize that we're here for such a short, small amount of time. Just a moment in the history of the world. Why not be good to each other? I don't know. There's my idealism coming out. Okay. Oh my goodness, it keeps scrolling back up. I apologize. Okay. Let me just find my spot here. Willie, those good racist groups Kevin mentioned probably abuse their women, children, and the weakest in their own tribe. I don't know what good racist groups there are anywhere. So I'm like completely out of the loop here. Differences don't create a race. Race is a human construct. Thank you. Thank you, Nails and Glitter. Yeah. Humans have been on this planet for millions of years. Unless you're religious, then just 2,000 years. I'm not religious. Fee-to-cell ratio. Morality is not objective. That is, what is wrong today was wrong 500 years ago. Thank you. It was the circumstances that were different. Anyone who made contact with the indigenous world would have had transferred deadly. Where are we? I'm looking for your comment. I thought you were going to continue. Okay. I think I know what you're saying. Right. I mean, yeah. I actually kind of tend to agree, and that's a philosophical thing. I mean, we could talk about that all day, but the fact is we're at the here and now, we have some control over, not much, but yeah, that's an excellent point. Yeah. Religion is subjective, but morality, human mores and values, pretty like, we got some stuff in common. So great point. Kevin, I mean, fair enough. I agree that every human is human, but like we can intermate, but an ideology based on humanism ignores the natural differences in the human race. But the natural differences in the human races are superficial. Like there's extremes in every so-called race. So you have to explain yourself. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not trying to be difficult. I don't think there's anything wrong with people's ethnicity. People were kind of sequestered in one area, so maybe they changed and look a certain way, but it's all evolutionary. We're all supposedly from one poor soul. We have the genes of this. Everyone has it. I mean, we're related. So I'm not sure. Just explain more, because it's hard to have a conversation this way, because I don't get to hear what you have to say. You just listen to me blab. Yeah, human differences in humans doesn't create race, though. Right. Thanks, Nancy Glitter. Willie, if Black men had more wealth, would white women be less racist? Is that why they want to keep the Black man down? One of my videos, Noam Chomsky has a fantastic explanation for that. It's the video on Black English. He's a world renowned linguist, like probably the linguist at least. Check out, he has the best comment on that. Literally, he says, if the dialect of what's considered Black English, which is named a lot of different things, if that was what was in style, standard white English would be poo-pooed. It is absolutely exactly what you're saying. If yes, and that's why one of the reasons white people historically have very, very purposefully, as you don't need me to tell you this, made sure that Black folks are not afforded the equity to accumulate wealth, very purposefully, through every law, pretty much many, many, many laws for a very, very, very long time. And even when there are laws in place that stop it, we work around them. De jure de facto. I mean, we can, you say, I didn't do it because of that. I mean, there's just gaslighting and there's all that stuff. So laws don't change people's hearts. And this stuff's, kind of crazy. So yeah, absolutely. If all Black men were extremely wealthy and had the power, then everybody would, it has nothing to do with anything, but it's made up. It's a human construct. Okay, if you want to seriously look at Asians, Africans, Europeans, say they're the same. From a literal perspective, you're correct, but you're ignoring the reality of the differences in humans. maybe, Kevin, tell me what you really mean. Tell me what you really mean. What differences in humans? You mean the way, like the tanness of their skin or the formation of their nose or their hair, or that's just genetic. It's just, yeah. So teach me. What are you talking about? Willie, like Nat Turner. Kitchen politics. Out of toilet paper, go to the dollar store and buy Trump. Oh, see, kitchen politics. It's the only purpose that book serves. It's a garbage book. Very funny. Thank you, kitchen politics. Kevin, I'm not sure what you're, let me see. I'm not trying to skip you, my friend. I just wasn't sure what you're referencing. Nails glitter. Preference nor difference dictate decisions. It's an option, not a deal breaker, like cats. All cats are cats, regardless of color. Right. Nails and glitter, you're good. Thank you. Kevin, so why would you say Afro-textured hair is a human? So you would say Afro-textured hair is a human trait? Yeah. I mean, I'm getting confused, so I don't want to get into it because I can't really allow you to respond. It's not really fair. Sure. There's, genes, dominant, not dominant, recessive, like all that stuff. You know that. So maybe you're asking something else that I'm not understanding. Kitchen pot. Excuse me, nails and glitter, help me. Because I'm not quite understanding what you're saying. Science busy finding cures for coronavirus. When it happens, religion will give all the glory to their gods. Religion is bullshit. Religion and politics should not mix. Religious right own the GOP now. Well, if that's not a game changer to change the conversation, I don't know what is. Yeah. We got some problems. Now, I don't consider them religious. I consider them to be fake religious, because I don't know of any religion that advocates being evil and rotten and horrific to your fellow humans. And maybe they're doing it wrong. I'm just saying, because that's what kind of religion teaches you to be a rotten asshole? Come on. I don't know. You tell me. I would say all humans' hair is a natural trait. I love my natural hair. Yeah, there's a variety, genetically speaking. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not getting it. I'm with nails and glitter. I'm counting on you, nails and glitter. I don't get it, but she's saying the same thing. Consider 0% of Asians and Europeans have it. It's an African trait. No Asian or European can have it. No, Irish girls have Afro-textured hair and it's red. Yeah. Anyone can have it. It's your genes. It's your genealogical makeup. It's kind of like blue eyes and brown eyes. I hate to bring it down to that, but one of our Danish exchange students said people in where she lives, they get brown contacts. And we're thinking, why would they ever want to do that? Blue eyes are so cool. And she's like, not where I live. Everybody wants brown eyes. It's just genetics. If they all spread out and mix, they'd all have brown eyes because it's pretty dominant, So I'm just saying. No, they don't. Okay. If they do, they have interbred with an African. They don't have it naturally. I'm trying to get what you're, okay. They're choosing profit over white lives too. Yes, Willie. Yeah, I believe so. Absolutely. Profit's profit. Yeah. They don't care what shade you are. And I'm assuming you're talking about the wealthiest elite. No, money is all they care about. Irish are descendants of America. I'm assuming you said defendants, but you mean descendants of Africans, the same as Europeans. Yeah, we're all descendants of Africans. I don't know if that's like news to you but all humans came from Africa. And white folks are really white like pink are a mutation, so that we can live with the sun and not die. So we had to kind of like, it's a long story. Well, you can look it up, and I know you'll figure it out. Let me see. In my opinion, that was a long time ago. Well, right, but genes still have it. So the gene stays, like a dominant gene stays. It doesn't get like filtered out. This is the human genome proves this. And that's the best science we have right now. The human Homo sapien gene. What gene? Okay. Willie, united we stand, divided we all wait to be conquered. Very good. I like that. Kevin, what about the genes that prove differences? Blue eyes do not occur in Africans or Asians at all. Afro-textured hair doesn't occur outside of Africa. Willie, you would think that white women get it because before the civil rights. Thank you. Oh my God, Willie, I have one video, and it was in my rant days. A couple of years back, I have one video that I actually go, and white women, I have nothing to say to you. I like you of all people, I go nuts. You should see that one because that's exactly, oh my gosh. I say, you gotta be kidding me. How could you not know? Women have been treated, it's unbelievable. You're stealing my lines, Willie. Then you've never been to Ireland. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to get through this. Sorry about that. I'm going to kind of get through some of this because you have your work cut out for you, Nails and Glitter. And I'm not trying to put you down. I think you're being extremely polite and asking great questions. Kevin. Okay, I'm going to go to where I can figure this out. At the foundational level, humans are humans is correct, but any day-to-day stuff is useless. Willie, just say some white dudes may think their women want something different. Opposites attract. You have to see the video from yesterday, and it's just a 1 hour session we did. It was kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. It speaks to a lot of things you're talking about, Willie. Angry soccer mom. Sure, yeah, that's what I mean. Skin color, eyes, color, IQ, differences in my... okay, so like genetics. Genetics, I wish I could have that one video. Genetic crossover, it's like this. It's like this. It's like this. And yes, after generations and generations, things change. But we all were, where did everything start? The human genome study indicates that we all have Black African in us, all of us. So I don't know if that helps or not. Nails and Glitter. Sociologically, Americans are trained to devalue all life. It's an opinion, yeah. They are fake. They wouldn't let Jesus in the... Oh, they wouldn't let... Okay. Willie, some dogs have curly hair, some have straight hair. We're all animals. It's evolution. I got to the bottom of this. Guys, this was such a great conversation. I can't thank you enough. I had some new people today who I was really thrilled to have come on. It gives me a lot of hope to see new people coming on and willing to talk about all this. And thank you so much. Seriously. I just wanted to say that thank you so much for everybody being here and staying up. And please keep in touch. I want to know what's going on with everybody with this. We got issues. We sure do. But please keep in touch. And I have a Tuesday 1 hour show. And I have this show, which usually starts on time. I am so sorry. We had to start it over, and I couldn't do everything I wanted to do. But this was an absolutely awesome conversation. It was a small group, but absolutely great conversation. And a lot of times I use these to, that makes me so happy. Thank you so much. You forgot about the pandemic for an hour. God, I know it's just on us so much. And Willie, thank you so much. I really appreciate your being here, and Kevin, you too. And I mean, this was a really great conversation. To stop systemic racism, just for people to talk in a mixed setting with people who are of different melanated skin activation or whatever. I'm not saying it right. For people to see that. Poor nails and glitter. Oh my God, you poor thing. I know this is tough stuff. Is so nice because white folks need to start talking about this and not be afraid and know that it's okay. Kitchen Politics, I love you. You're awesome. Oh, thank you. Really enjoyed it. Did last night answer any of my questions? I didn't get to them yet, but I will. Oh my God. You are so funny. If you want to hear something really wild, Kitchen Politics came on last night, and oh my God, you were hilarious. That was awesome. But I cannot thank everybody enough. If you feel like I do, that it's way past time for white America to step up to the plate and learn our own racial history and support our fellow brothers and sisters in equity, just equity, and help get the government for the people, of the people, by the people. We have a lot of work to do, but talking about it is a very nice first step, and I can't thank you enough. So please consider subscribing. I have some crazy videos. Some of them are rants, like you'll be like, okay, she's psycho. I can be, I guess. I have some educational ones. It's called Anti-Racism 101. They're very nice. They're sweet. It's the teacher and me. And then I have some, what's wrong with people? Ranting, crazy, whatever. But please check out my other videos. And if you know anyone who would like to join in the conversation, bring them on. Because I know I blame the coronavirus for the lowering my audience. I'm just kidding. I'm going to blame that pandemic on everything on that pandemic. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. And please personal message me if you're on Facebook. I am kicked off Facebook for life, sadly. But I had a kind of a way in because I had an admin's account I could get on. So one of my groups, I lost all my groups and everything. I used to have a bunch of medium and big groups, and now I have nothing. But I have you guys, and it means a lot to me. So thank you so much. Have a great night, and don't be a stranger. And I will write you back. I'm slow, but I will write you back if you write to me. All right? So good night, everybody. Thank you. And good to meet all the new people. That was really cool. Good night. Good night, Kevin. Thanks so much for being here.